Participate, set a delay, hide, manage, message, add. Okay. Got it. I had to read the details there. I haven't read those yet. Let me turn this down. This was supposed to be help me find a friend. Uh, Continuation. Uh, we're going to call this a podcast. I don't really know what a podcast is, but we're going to call this a podcast till we find out what a podcast is. And then if it's not a podcast, we may switch to a podcast. We may just stay here and call it a podcast. Crazy one-legged old man in a wheelchair. How y'all doing? It's Friday afternoon. I'm not doing very good at all today. My breathing's terrible. That Wellbutrin's got me rumbling all inside. Haven't had any cigarettes. I'm eating lunch, and I guess I'm gonna lay back down. I was gonna try to get something done this week. It's not gonna happen. Uh, but you know what? I can tell you one thing for sure, and it's the most wonderful thing in the world that I can tell anybody about me. For the past week, I have not been, I have not felt afraid, to leave my house. I have not felt afraid to go 2 or 3 places before I come home and check on it. I have not even looked at the feeds on the cameras. I mean, I look at it when it's flipping, because that's my connection to outside most of the time is just my cameras, because I can't look out windows. And I don't want to go outside because it's hot. Getting better though. I'll be going outside pretty soon. But I haven't rewound it and looked to see if anything happened while I was gone that I'm not aware of. I didn't do that because everything looked all right, and I just amazing. I haven't been that way. Whew, because I'm paranoid as hell, or I have been, and so I don't know if it's the medicine. Um, I'm not taking the medicine I am taking. Uh, I know the medicinal. Oh hell, marijuana. um, Because I mean that's what I use it for. Um, I use it, to take care of that paranoia, to take care of that PTSD. Taking Instead of taking a Zoloft or a Abilify or something else or something else or something else or a whole bunch of different something else's, just to not even feel good. Uh, it may solve the problem, may not, or I may have to take something else to take care of that medicine, its side effects, and I don't have to do that with what I'm using now. Um, Other than I am taking Wellbutrin, so Wellbutrin, metoprolol, whatever it is, for my heart, and a litany of breathing medications uh, every day, twice a day, 3 times. Not really 3 times, twice a day. Now my, hold on. That's my medication right there. You see how much I exhaled? That's how strong it is. Now don't get me wrong, it's strong, but there is no combustion in there. There's no smoke. It's probably stronger than that, but this is how much I do. And that's it. Now I won't pick that thing up again for 4 to 6 hours, maybe longer. Now it'll wear down before that, but it'll be still the residual effects of what it's supposed to do for me. It also makes me hungry, which is a good thing. You know, I'm going to tell you about a sponsor, and it's not talking bad about them, but the way it happened to me. All right, this sponsor, I asked him to help me walk through this recovery thing, so that I can do it right this time. Because evidently every other time I never did it right. So I was going to do it right. And she kept telling me that I had to quit smoking pot. And if I had to take medication for something, that was all right. But smoking a pot was, no, you're a pothead. So I started cutting back. And I cut back and I cut back. Finally, I just didn't smoke it. Maybe once a blue moon, and I damn sure didn't tell her about it. But all right, now I'm taking um, medicine to make me eat. All right, which has side effects. It's a type of hormone. I was taking uh, more pain pills than I was taking before, and I don't abuse those. Um, I was taking a sleeping medicine to help me sleep, so because I couldn't go to sleep. And I was smoking a hell of a lot of cigarettes. And then I'd run into somebody, you know, or no, I wouldn't. They would just pop up by my house, impeccable timing, with some methamphetamines. And so they're going to help me out with something else because they need to earn a few bucks. So I'm paying them a few bucks to help me, get something done. And lo and behold, while they're there, here, you want to try some of this? Me, hell yeah. The drug isn't the gateway, people. It's the people associated with it. And if you're associated with it, that's all. I mean, that's you. But don't offer it to anybody else. Don't offer bad things to people that are trying to do good. Um, so I was, as a result, I just kind of eliminated all of it. Now, I'm not saying that 12-step groups don't work. They work for a lot of people. They may work for you. It may be wonderful. But it didn't work for me. So that's insanity for me to try to keep going on that direction and not getting the proper results. You know, and of course, everybody's going to say, well, you just didn't do it like we did it. Well, maybe I can't do it like you did it. I'm in a wheelchair. I'm on oxygen. All right. I hurt. Lost my leg. I have PTSD. There's a lot of shit going on in my life. Things are stacked up on the other on top of something else. My mind sometimes is like a Tetris game. The blocks just keep falling, and I have to turn them and turn them and turn them and get them set in the right way before they hit the bottom, or they won't disappear. And that's the way it is for me. That's the way it is when I get up in the morning. Just to get my ADLs done, I have to do something else probably. And I have the utmost respect for the people that have set their lives up. So when they get up in the morning, they go in the bathroom and they brush their teeth and they comb their hair and they swish their mouth out with mouthwash and maybe shave a little bit and headed out the door. Well, go downstairs, fix some breakfast in a bowl or with a pot and a pan. All right, set that in the sink for now. Go to work. Maybe kiss your wife on the way out, kiss the kids on the way out, kiss the husband, whoever. All right, I have the utmost respect for that. All right, my life just ain't that way, so I have to recover a different way. I have to learn how to act almost that way, or deal with life as close to that way as I can, because I know it works. But all the other extra things that y'all do that help you, some of them don't help me. So, and what helped me, it's not going to help some of you. It's going to hurt you. And that's okay, because we're not all the same. We are unique, people. Don't let people tell you you're not unique. You are unique. We just have the same issues and problems. But yes, you are unique. Always remember that. Always be proud of that. You are who you are. Be the best you can be. And when you finally be the best you can be, if people don't accept you, who cares? Because it's the best you, and you enjoy it, and you've done it right. So, I'm working on some stuff to do this podcast, because we're not sure how to do it. What is a podcast? Somebody let me know. All right, let me know. Send me an email. Let's see. Let's go to my old standby. I wish I could remember my email address from the early '80s when we first started setting them up. I had a cool one. It was Turfosaurus something at yahoo.com. I used to mow grass, so I was the Turfosaurus. And then I became Hotimus Dogamus. I sold hot dogs and hamburgers downtown. Hotamus Dogamus was fun. I could put on onions, and the crowds would just line up. The other food carts would cry when I'd get there because they knew I had that grill, and I was going to throw some chopped up yellow or red or white onions on that grill with a little bit of grease and let it sit there and sizzle and turn brown. Then I'd throw a patty on top. And by golly, the line would just, it happened. All the, and then they didn't do anything. I didn't keep up with what I was supposed to do to maintain the right to do that. And I lost it. It was my fault. Because that's just the way I did things, man. You know, keeping up with that just wasn't the important thing for me to do then. All right? It was not important. What was important was selling all the hot dogs and hamburgers and Cokes and chips I could sell so I could spend every last single dime I had on gambling, methamphetamines, and cigarettes. That's pretty much it. Now, I spent some quality time with my mom and my dad. You know, I got some work done for a while. You know, for a while I would just do that on the weekends. For a while I paid a few bills. For a while I went to work. For a while I worked for senators. You know, I worked for high profile doctors and lawyers. I'm talking about some of the best in this Shreveport. Now they look at me and laugh. And I understand that. I wish they wouldn't. I'd love for them to realize what I'm trying to do today. With IOU Global, about spreading the right to do something right, about being happy about doing something right. And if you're doing something right, maybe somebody else will too. Pass it on. We're being nice to other people. We're doing nice things, all right? And we're can't hardly breathe today. Oh man, I'm gonna show you a clip. I'm gonna have to do it I might be able to do it on this phone. I don't know. I don't know if this thing records audio or not sometimes, because I went and checked a video a while ago and no audio on it, and I was like, oh man. So let's just see if it got audio now, and so I'll know how far I can actually go. Ah, come on, look at me. Look at me. Oh well, it won't look at me. Let me type this in. Here we are. All right, 13 of them. How come it won't play? All right, we're having trouble here. There, now it is. All right. On a way to get to play the double screen and also to narrate it in a bubble. And I forgot this phone will not let me adjust. And, camera. So we're gonna do like this. All right. What I'm trying to do is be able to do a double shot on the phone I'm holding sideways, and then a double shot on the phone that I'm on. All right, which will allow me to play back the double shot of me narrating it, the video, but also after I watch it, I'm going to narrate it again. But so but I can't remember to do the same thing over and over and over, and I don't have the capabilities of figuring out how to, and I'm talking about brain cells left, to figure out how to properly just do it digitally. So I had to do it manually. But it's going to be a whole lot of fun watching me try to figure this out, because I'm the crazy one-legged old man in the wheelchair. I'm gonna figure it out. My washing machine breaks. You know what? I ain't calling a repairman. I'm gonna take that booger apart, fix it, put it back together, and go on about my business. Same thing I do, and I would do this for friends. And I'm sure sometimes it just didn't work, and their house flooded, but we damn sure tried. But oh, especially when we get whacked, man, there's no telling what we'd fix. Fixed everything. But I still fix stuff. I'm an inventor. I'm creative. I've done it since I was a child in my early teens. I built models and I built model airplanes that flew, and I would add 2 engines on them to have a twin engine model airplane. One time I had a triple engine model airplane that flew around in circles, and I would do loops in it. It was a wing with 3 motors mounted side by side on it, and then a tail, and that booger would move. I'd be out there about 50 feet or 60 feet flying it. A big old field out in the desert, because we lived in the desert, so man, there's all kind of room. Oh, me and my brother used to go out in this desert, and we'd hunt rattlesnakes and smoke pot, and he would drink a little beer every now and then. He's gone now. If I could go back, I'd savor those moments like they were the last moment I'd ever see him. Because when the last moment came that I'd ever see him, I didn't know that, and I didn't treat it as such. And so it wasn't as good as it could have been. But then, hey, that's life. Life goes on. I forgot, what was I talking about? Help me find a friend. Oh, okay, that's who I am. So when you're trying to find a friend, you got to let people know who you are if you really want a friend. That's the way I see it. So in these videos, I'm going to try to kind of show you who I am and what I believe and what IOU Global's about and what I'm trying to do with these handicapped devices to help people that are handicapped and disabled in wheelchairs, maybe even crutches. I was on crutches for a while, so you can bet I designed a pair of better crutches. Yes, I did. They had everything, all the bells and whistles. Here, I'll be there with bells on. I was the one. I was there with bells on. So anyway, I'm happy today. I really am. Occasionally I get lonely. But you know what? I've got Tink and Queenie. And there's sometimes, man, it's the best thing in the world. Tink will curl up by my head at night. She'll rub her head on my shoulder and my cheek, and she'll go, sound like she's dying. But she's just saying she's happy. And then she'll turn around and she'll roll on her back on the bed and with her legs sticking up. And she'll do that for just quite some time. And then she'll flip up and stand. And then she'll lay down again. And she'll come up there and curl up next beside me. And we'll go sleep. And in the middle of the night, she pushes me off the bed. And I have to yell at her just to get my bedside back. That's okay. She loves me. Oh, man. All right. I've said enough today. I don't know if I was even on topic. Like I said, this medicine that I'm not taking, the medicines I am taking, I'm not used to them. I'm not used to that Wellbutrin stuff. Like I said, I'm just doing this right here. But I'm not doing that, all right? But I'm also not paranoid. I don't think the sky's fixing to fall. I don't feel like people coming in and out of the house, even when I'm here or when I'm not. If they are, I don't feel like it, and that's okay. That's the way I like it, And, oh, I guess I don't feel bad. All right, well, listen, I'm going to eat my lunch that I kind of put off to do this, and I'm going to lay down. It's Friday. I still got Saturday and Sunday before we actually turn back into an official week. So if I can get my stuff done that I was supposed to do on Wednesday, on Friday and Saturday, and the first of the week starts, then I'll be ready for a new week with a fresh new beginning. May not get my cleaning done, but I will get my dishes washed and my clothes out of my way and take a bath. Maybe shave. I doubt it. All right, guys. Have a nice day. Be nice to yourself. Be nice to somebody else. Do something nice that's undercover, except if they're a paranoid person, do not do it undercover. Let them know what you're going to do before you do it, because they're going to come along like I used to do and say, "What's this red pot doing in my flower bed here? Where'd that come from? I didn't do that. Where's my flowers that I had in there? Oh man, who they came over here and just took my flowers on purpose because they knew I wanted those flowers. All right, and then they left me a red pot in there just to make me wonder, so spin me up and watch me twirl around. Yeah, that's the way I thought. Anything that happens, and spin me up, watch me twirl around. Spin me up, watch twirl around, and I'd just I'd spin out. Have a nice day. Be nice to somebody else. Either they know it or they don't. Um, do something creative. Trust God. Have faith. Have faith in faith, that faith works, and that God is there in heaven above. Trust that Jesus Christ came to this earth to save us from all our sins. You know what? I'm just as saved as you, and you're just as saved as me, as far as I know. But God knows. He knows. I love my mom, my dad, my grandpa. I'll tell y'all about my grandpa one day. He was a midget. My mom used to be a midget. Honest to goodness. Some of y'all know this. My mom used to be a midget, and then she married my dad and became a Robinson. And midget's also a pretty recognized name in the United States Coast Guard. Ask somebody in the Coast Guard about midget. That's my lineage. All right. And they came from Mayberry RFD, literally. The same place Andy Griffith wrote about, Mayberry RFD. Andy lived there. My mom actually had seen him before he was Andy Griffith. I think she was in one of his plays too, The Lost Colony, in North Carolina. It's about Roanoke. I can tell you a lot of stories. My grandpa used to carve duck decoys and paint them when he wasn't drinking too much, because he turned out to be a drunk. I guess it's in the blood. But his passing years, he was a cool guy. He didn't drink anymore. Smoked Salem cigarettes a lot, but he was cool as hell. He was my buddy. I just got to go today. See ya. That's all there is.